Okay. Oh, can you check the stream to see if my voice is fine?
Yeah, it sounds okay. There's nothing wrong with it.
You're not Kane right now.
Yeah, I'm not okay.
Wait, I don't have a new motto. I didn't change your thing yet. I forgot. Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, I only have the token changed, not the thingy on the stream.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. There we go. Let me put you a bit more in the middle at least. There you go. Can you try talking?
I'm talking. Is it working?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Okay. I think... Wait, let me close some things up. And then I think I'm ready to go. If you are.
Okay. Yeah, I am.
Close that. Close this. Okay. Well. Actually, let me close this as well. You open your light blue eyes. As you look around, you see you are alone in a dark cave. The air smells like the sea as a soft breeze slowly makes its way to your skin. You notice it is hard to move yourself, almost as if it takes a while for your hands to respond to what your brain tells them to do. Eventually, however, you can stand up as the floor almost disappears out of your sight. In the distance you can see a dot of light where the cave entrance must be. And as you take a step forward, you feel your entire body shake because of the impact of your steps. The earth moves below you as a shockwave follows soon after. You stand what must be at least 20 meters above the ground. The proportions of your body are weird and uneven as you look down upon them. Your clothes must be made of some sort of wool that is stitched together as you feel it barely covers your giant body. What do you want to do?
Is there anything in the cave around me? Or I only see the entrance?
You see a place where some more of this wool that you find yourself like is covering your body as well is a bit behind you as well. Probably what you used to sleep before this. You were kind of sitting up already as you found yourself inside this body. There's no real other material things that like catch your eye immediately. You can make me an investigation check if you want, if you wanna like see if you can find anything specific. That's a medicine check, but
yeah. 1 second. Yeah, because the icon is like not in the right place.
it's okay.
It's weird.
That's a pretty good investigation check. Let me think for a second. Yeah, between this like layer of wool that you probably used as a bed, you will find a well, what could be used as or what looks like a ring, at least for your hands, what would probably be like almost the size of a small cart for normal humans. You will see it is completely made of silver, and it has some engravings within it. Not saying anything, just like spirals, some of them ending in a wave looking like an ocean, or like, well, yeah, that's kind of explanatory, of course. It looks like no, but yeah, some of them like, yeah, figures of like waves going across the ring, basically carved into it. It looks very finely made, definitely not something you feel like you could accomplish.
Yeah, I would like to pick up the ring and put it on.
Yeah, you can put it on. You don't notice any specific difference as you do so, but
Yeah.
what finger are you putting it on as you put it on?
Does it matter? Like,
I don't know, just I don't know if it matters. Just tell me what finger you're putting your ring on.
I wanna put it on my left thumb, or I don't know how to pronounce that word. I hate the TH sound.
Okay, yeah, you can put the ring on your thumb. It's like a bit weird as you try to like put it over it, but eventually it sticks. As I said, your hands and arms are pretty misshapen overall. Not like it's not like completely like disgusting, but it's definitely not like normal humanoid-ish. It's almost as if like you're kind of like made, like almost as if a child made a human out of clay. That's kind of what you look like.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'm gonna head out of the cave and see what's outside.
Yeah. As you step outside, you can quickly see that you find yourself on some sort of island. Before you is nothing but empty stones and rocks. In the distance, however, you can see more caves, just like the one that you just came out of. The island itself can be more than 500 meters long, as you see a huge wave breach the other side of it in the distance. 1 second. Oh, I want to close. There we go. Sorry about that. Before you get a clear view of the area surrounding you, however, you will feel a very chill wind rise around you and like kind of burst against you. Standing tall as you do, there is no place to really hide from it, as you stand far like above anything that like might tower over a normal person on this island. You feel the few hairs that are upon your head kind of start freezing as the wind brushes the side of them. But yeah, you can remain standing as the wind kind of goes back to normal after a while.
So there are no trees or anything on this island?
No, it's kind of like the picture, just kind of like stones and rocks everywhere. But there are these other caves a bit further on.
And are they like the picture, like they are on a separate island, or?
There is some separate, like they're like how should I describe it? You see some separate islands a bit further on, and but it's not really like an island group. There's clearly like a pretty main island where you see most of the caves in as well. But there's definitely some like, oh, here's like another smaller island to the side. But as giant as you are, the water between it is pretty low, so you could easily walk at least to the closer by islands. You will see some farther into sea that might take you a bit more work to get through the ocean here. But yeah.
Okay. I would like to walk up to the edge of the island, and as it's not the first time that I did something like this, similar to the mother, I want to try out if it's still me, I mean Mato inside. So I would just try to use a spell. I was thinking shape water and just create a, like, I don't know, like a small ripple in the water just to test out if it still works or not.
Yeah, just roll me a normal intelligence check. Yeah, as you reach out towards the water to perform this shape water with a pretty easy thing that you've done many times before, you feel like suddenly there's way more power kind of like surging through you, and as you reach out to the water, you will see you create almost like a tsunami-like wave into the water as you like point to it, and there's just like well, this ripple just like goes in all directions and like bursts against a rock, and eventually just a well, this wave, almost like tsunami-like wave, just like hits you straight into the body. You can stay standing; it's not that strong, but you definitely notice that it's a bit harder to control your powers. And it's definitely has that your powers have definitely scaled up alongside with you is also something you notice.
Nice.
You will see in the distance the waves kind of go further into the open sea. Some of them kind of rippling across the island. Yeah.
Nice. So I assume that it still works. I just have to get used to this power and size still.
Yeah, you feel like after this initial like test that you will probably like, now that you have a scale of the possibilities, you feel like you will be able to control it as normal, unless you're like trying something really difficult or something that is specifically affected by the amount of power. You feel like you should be able to do the same as usual, but then just on a bigger scale.
How far away is the closest cave? Not the one that I came out of?
Well, the island is only like 500 meters long. You do notice that your cave is a bit further away from everyone. But yeah, so like, I mean, probably like 300 meters away from you is probably where the closest cave will be. You will see there's about like 3 or 4 that you can see. The caves are like pretty giant as well, as fits for your size. You do notice they are a bit more vertical as well. They definitely continue like under, or at least you would expect them to continue under the ocean as well, or at least under some of the parts where the ocean goes over. Because, well, the cave that you came from as well definitely has a part of it that is now covered with water above it, if that makes sense. So it's like a vertical cave into the island, and then when you go into it, it goes kind of underwater. Or, well, in the cave itself is no water, but above it would be water, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I would like to go up to one of these caves and not go inside, just stand in the entrance and look inside to check if I'm the only one on the island or there are others like me.
Yeah, as you walk closer towards the cave, you will quickly notice someone coming out of a further cave, a giant as well, and walking into one of the nearest caves with slow steps. You will notice they look fairly similar to you, maybe a bit smaller than you. It's hard to really tell from this distance. But yeah, they go into another nearby cave. I don't know if that changes your action, or if you just want to continue towards it. Or...
I would like to go that direction now, towards the other giant.
Yeah, you can start walking towards the other caves, and as you get closer and closer, you will hear the very deep voice of what must be another giant talking in one of the nearby caves, and you will hear some. Well, first you will hear the long sounds of this deep voice talking, and then you will hear some almost cheer-like noises, almost as if there's many people listening to one person and answering to them. There's clearly something going on in one of these caves that has many of these giants present.
Can I peek inside the cave without them seeing me?
Yeah, you can make me a stealth check, disadvantage if you want. Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to be as stealthily as a giant. You're as I said, every step you take kind of shudders the ground underneath you. So as you near the cave, you will notice that one of the giants from within kind of pokes his head out and sees you coming, and then goes back into the cave. He just kind of puts his hand to the side of it and looks at you up and down, and then just heads back in.
So he didn't say anything?
He looked from what... make me a perception check, actually, to see how much of it you could really tell. Yeah, he looked pretty disinterested. He just kind of looked you up and down. I mean, not as if you're boring, but more oh, it's you. And then just went back. How you might look if you just see someone you've seen in your school before or something.
Yeah, I would like to follow him inside and see what are the other voices.
Yeah, you will notice that the cave goes a bit deeper than yours and goes a bit to the left and to the right, but you can easily get through all that, and well, eventually you will start to hear the voice that is talking within, and you will hear him. Actually, do you want to get all the way close that you can see them, or are you because you can hear their voices from pretty far away? But I just want to know how much I describe to you as you, or what your actions are as you start to hear their voices.
Yeah, I'm fully following the other giant, because I feel like he's not threatening me in any way. I feel like he knows this giant that I am currently, so I don't feel any danger now.
Okay. Yeah. You can follow him, and then eventually you will see that there is about 24 other giants who have gathered in this cave. It's a gigantic cave. As I said, it goes a bit deeper in, and then eventually just kind of ends in this giant chasm under the ground where, well, as I said, about 24 of these giants have gathered. You will see some of them sitting down, some of them kind of leaning against the wall. In the middle of the room, you will see there's a campfire that has been made, so there must be some kind of wood supply on this island. And you will see one giant standing next to it. Standing a bit taller than you, this one. As you look around the room as well, you notice there is very varying size among these giants. It's not like you have no way of telling if you are average or if you are special or any of that, because there are some that are 5 meters taller than you, and there are some that are 10 centimeters smaller than you. So it's very varying among them. However, the giant in the middle is speaking to them, and you'll hear him continue as he speaks. The tides are rising, brothers and sisters. Our Father has seen to our destiny. We are no longer welcome here. Helia has not seen us fit to exist here any longer. I do not know the future that awaits us, nor do I know if we have the right to keep on fighting. But I know that we will not perish on this day. I know that we will face death and live. For do not mistake my words for rumor. Death is coming for all of us. Death is coming, and we have chosen long ago that we do not seek to take part in it. I know what runs through our veins. I know what we were supposed to be. But I am no slave to anyone. I am no slave to the ones that call herself death. I am no slave to the ones that have declared themselves rulers of this place. The powers within us are as much our own as they are theirs. Never forget that. Never surrender. Never let them win. The humans think them gods, but we know their true forms. We have seen the destruction they bring. We know in our hearts, from the ones that fought before us to the ones that still remain. We know that we can hurt them. We know that they fear us. We know that they would have been nothing without us. So today, let us show them what we have learned. Let us show them that we will not be forgotten. Let us show them what the last of the giants are capable of. It's at this point you will hear more echoing screams or like shouts throughout the cave of like encouragement as the other giants kind of like join in into these speeches or war cries that the man in the middle has been kind of putting out. You will see one of the giants grab you by the shoulder and like put his hand up as he too starts screaming. You will see he's holding a club in his hand.
I'm gonna speak up to the giant in the middle and ask, when is the fight happening?
It's as you ask this question that the room kind of goes quiet and looks at you. And as they do so, you'll hear the sound of bells ringing outside, almost as if a giant like gong is being played, and you hear it just echoing over the ocean and into the cave. Dong, dong, dong. The man in the middle will look at you. I believe the fight has come. You will see some people in the back of the room start picking up their clubs and like slowly start standing up. You will see everyone is a bit more grim than a few seconds earlier as they slowly start making their way towards the cave unless there is something else that you want to do first.
No, I'm gonna wait for the others to move.
Okay.
And then follow them.
Okay. 1 second. As they all start, standing up. They start making their way towards the exit. You will see, as you exit the cave as well, that the clouds above are kind of churning and turning in all directions. And you will hear these dong sounds still echoing. You will hear them now coming clearer from above, from the sky above you. However, as this happens, you will see, or you will hear actually, the giants next to you slowly start chanting some kind of response towards these gongs. Bring us hope now, lonely giant. Bring us back the ones we crave. Give us all the ones that perished. Bring them back towards our cave. Bring us hope now, lonely giant. Sail the endless open sea. Give us life we may desire. Bring their bodies back to me. Bring us hope now, lonely giant. Wear our hearts upon your sleeve. Sail on into the darkness, so it may never leave. Bring us hope now, lonely giant. Let our light shine through your eyes. Listen to our prayers as we listened to your lies. Leave us, lonely giant. We wish not have your pain, for the ones that we desired are the ones that still remain. And as the echoes of this song kind of surround the island and the air around it, you will feel it counter the sound of the distant bells. Is there anything you want to do as you're standing outside? Looking at the sky, you will see the churning within it starts speeding up more and more.
I feel like I'm not gonna do anything. I just feel scared, and excited is not the right word, but like nervous. Because I feel like something really bad is gonna happen that as Mato I have never experienced before. So I'm kind of like frozen in place. And
yeah, as you're
waiting for somebody to wake me up or something like that.
Yeah, as you're standing there, you will see the elder giant, or the one that was talking to everyone, slowly starts coming out the cave as well, and he will put a hand on your shoulder as you're standing there. It will be okay, my friend. We have faced worse in the past. This time too, we shall be victorious.
I'm just gonna slowly nod back to him.
I can trust you. Oh, yeah, you can.
I'm just thinking that, but no, I don't think I will do anything else.
I can trust you to hold the ocean as you always have, my friend.
Of course.
Then may our power be with us. He will start walking off to another side of the island, kind of leaving you in this space where you are standing.
As the others continue their way out, I'm gonna join them and set up close to the waters.
Mm.
Am I the only one there, or is there any?
You will see
Any
everyone. You will see everyone is kind of spreading out across the island. You will see some of them
Yeah,
are. Mhm.
I mean, is there anyone else that have the same job or position that I take?
Nobody is really like standing next to you. You're not exactly sure of like everyone's precise designations or anything like that, but it does seem like you're the only one that's kind of like you're kind of a bit further away from everyone else, if that makes sense. There are some people like more in the middle of the island behind you, and then you will see like the older man that left you is kind of going towards the other side. Um, yeah, it seems that you're like the only one that's like right next to the ocean, if that makes sense. But there's not much other information that you can gather at this specific moment.
Okay. And do I see something in the distance coming, or not yet?
Well, as you're standing there, the first thing that you will notice is that the wind that you felt before is kind of picking up more and more, and this time it is even colder than before. And as this like icy cold wind shudders through you, you can see that the ocean before you kind of starts to crack and bend in some places as you see it just freeze in place and turn to ice. Not everywhere, there's still some like bursts of water between them, but there's just like these giant cracks in the ocean almost, where parts of it are frozen completely. And before you know it, you can see it kind of starts out slowly, but it expands fast as there's kind of this sea of ice almost created all around your island. Anything in specific you wanted to do? Or you're waiting for the upcoming?
Would my giant shapewater reach the ice, or it's outside of my reach?
What do you mean?
Like I wanted to try to break up the ice a
Mm-hmm.
bit around the island. And I don't know if I can do that or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can find some places, especially near you. As I said, there are some places with water, so I don't think you can reach out to the ice because of your like specific um, like madness rules right now. So I don't think you can manipulate the ice, but I think you can manipulate the water to kind of break up the ice around it, if that makes sense. Like the few bursts of water that are in between them, you can use your shape water as you did before, just like a ripple effect that just kind of like breaks apart the ice in some places. Yeah, which will actually be really effective into breaking it up, especially like for how big it, or like for how for how well this worked. As you saw before, you can create a pretty big area of that remains water because of the giant movements of it. It's having a hard time turning into ice.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Is there any giants in the water, or they are all standing on the island?
Some of them started in the water, but as the ice came, they kind of backed up on the mainland.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then I'm gonna continue waiting for whatever is happening.
Okay. Well, the first thing that you will notice as the skies above you still churn and turn in all direction, you will see clouds kind of gathering in some places above it. But before, or like during all of all of that, you will notice that old man that you talked to before has kind of reached the middle of this island where he is standing now, and he has gotten a club out from the floor, and he's putting it down in the middle of the island, and you will feel the island start slowly shaking and rumbling. And well, the first thing that you notice is that the water that you just broke up, it kind of starts reaching towards you. First, like very slowly, almost like creeping towards your feet, and then kind of like almost as if it's like, almost as if waves or like the ebb and flow, it kind of goes like forward and then backwards a bit and then forward faster, and then just like slowly starts growing over you almost.
So it's actually reached me?
If you wanted to, yeah. You can back up as well if you want.
I feel like if it's, as I notice it coming a bit closer, I'm gonna try. Well, I know that I can't control ice as of now, but I want to try using shape water just to basically calm the ice down a bit, to see if I can maybe take control of it.
Calm the ice in the water, because so basically what is reaching out to you is water at this point. It's just you created the water, like you broke the ice apart, and then kind of I'm imagining it like a pool before you, and as you did that, you notice, and as like you heard the old man from before put his like club down on the island, and island kind of starts shuddering, and at that moment you saw that the water just slowly, the water that you just broke apart, starts slowly creeping towards your feet.
Ah, okay. Still, I want to use shape water just to, like, I can't explain better, but create a barrier around me so the water stops right before me. That makes sense.
Yeah, make me an intelligence check as you try to do that.
Okay.
Let me think for a second. Yeah, with your natural 20, what happens as you reach out towards the water and kind of try to block it? Instead, you feel like you start to control the water as it starts creeping towards you, and you feel like, or like quickly, it kind of starts like, almost like a ball of wool or something. Like the water just starts like dragging around you, like you wanted to create this barrier, and it started out small in like a small circle around you, but then it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, and before you know it, you will have this like almost shield of water just completely forming around you, which is like tons and tons of water at this point for your massive size. And with your 20 intelligence, actually what you feel like is that this water is making a connection. Like you feel like there is a connection between the very essence of the water and the powers that you have used before to call upon it, if that makes sense.
I think I get what you mean.
While before, when you cast a spell on the water, for example, you feel like you're maybe kind of manipulating the power within it, if that makes sense. While now you feel like you're kind of understanding it, and it's like it's growing. Like the distinction between the power that the water innately has and the power within you, you feel like you can, you feel like it becomes a little bit smaller as you're like channeling this water around you at that point. Make me a perception check as well while it happens. Yeah, it's a pretty easy thing to notice, and as that is happening, you will notice that where your skin was kind of like the colors of, or the color of the rocks around you at first, you'll notice at this point, as the water is like churning and turning around you, it will slowly start turning this dark, or like, well, somewhere between, almost, I mean, basically the color of the ocean, as the water doesn't seep into it, as you prevented it from doing that, but it's kind of, how should I describe it? It's almost as if the power of the water that you're channeling around you is like, as it intermingles with your own, you feel like it kind of channels through you, and as that happens, you feel your skin turn another color with it as well.
Okay,
if that makes sense.
Cool. Yeah.
As you look around as well as this is happening, you will see that the man in the middle with his what do you call it? With his club to the floor, you will see slowly a burst, or like small bursts of molten lava will start like flowing from the core of the earth, and first like up to his what do you call it? What did you say? Bat, like the club. Yeah, sorry. First up to his club, and then eventually onto his hands, and eventually all over his body, as you see, like, what was once this old man kind of looks like a giant creature made of pure molten lava at this point, as he's standing there and like puts his club into the air, and you will hear the other giants around you shout and scream in excitement, and some of them continuing the chant from before all across the island. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm?
It's really cool. I just like how you described it. I wanna know more about the giants now. Yeah, I feel like I'm keeping up the shield and just waiting.
Okay.
For the enemy to attack or something like that.
Well, that will happen soon enough. For as the shouts echo over the island and the hymns continue and the bells in the sky become kind of shouted or outsung by your kind, suddenly the skies will start opening up. First, slowly, but then suddenly, all around the island, a similar distance as the ring of ice went, you will see 8 figures appear in the sky, in a circle around it, or in a circle around the island. At first, a mist of sunlight surrounds them. However, quickly, you will see 2 giant, white, feathery wings extend from their majestic bodies. A blue aura envelops them as they shine with the might of the gods. The thunder strikes as all 8 of them dive down from the clouds. A path of ice follows them. Looking looking almost majestic were it not for the wrath in their eyes. Angels have come for those who sinned in the eyes of gods. Angels have come for those who dare trespass their domain. Angels have come, and they will only leave when the will of their God is fulfilled. For a moment, they do not seem to come any closer. However, as fast as they landed, they start to advance. And with them, the clouds break open further, and an army of similar looking creatures breaks out from it. I'm bringing you to another map.
Nice.
I will give you control of yourself. Controlled by you. Okay. There you go.
So all of these creatures, the 8 and the smaller ones, are flying, or are they standing on the ice?
The 8 around the island have kind of landed. They flew down kind of in this diving pattern and landed on the ice as it broke apart. If you want, I can describe each of them, but I don't have to if you don't want to.
Please do.
Okay. The first one you will see is the one closest to you. As she lands, you will see a wave kind of break out around her that quickly turns to ice as she lands within it. You will see a ray of sunlight kind of beam down upon her as her green looking wings flap open or like spread open wide. You will see the fish from the sea will kind of jump out, and you will see her reach out to them as they kind of vaporize and channel within her. Her eyes will glow green for a second as she looks directly into your eyes standing before you. To her, well, to the bottom of her, over here, you will see a similar, or at least, well, somewhat similar looking humanoid woman-like creature. Her wings are different than the one before her. However, you will see she kind of floats down instead of really flying with the wings as the one to her right did. She kind of slowly starts twirling down. With her, the rays of sunlight above her are very prominent, and as they hit her, you can see it's almost as if it's like a mirror that's hitting it, like the reflections of the sunlight kind of burst through her eyes as she is landing and shine all over the island. You will see her cloak is just like slowly floating around her along with her many wings as she slowly and graciously lands on the ice. The next one is the one left from her. You will see, well, first as he breaks from the sky, it is hard to tell what this creature is, but quickly you will notice it is not one but 2 creatures, as you see what must be this angel-looking creature riding some kind of stallion or horse. However, what is most miraculous or noticeable about it is that it's almost like the creature itself is split in half. Like one side of its wings are majestic and colorful and white, almost like the one next to it. However, the other side is kind of rotten and burned, and you will see just like almost as if it's like as it's falling down, it's almost as if the power within this wing is just kind of like uncontrollably like swerving in all directions. You will see flashes of red energy just kind of like seep out of it and like fly in all directions as it just kind of like tumbles uncontrollably to the ground. However, the stallion under it kind of slowly or like hardly guiding it towards the ground, and it lands harshly, sinking deep into the ice, kind of like breaking it apart in all directions as the horse staggers, and the creature pulls out two blades, one of them bursting with the chaos energy within it, the other one shining with the bright lights around it. The one to the top of it, similarly to the one to the bottom, will kind of slowly float down. You will see she's wearing this beautiful looking golden armor as she slowly starts making her way down. She's definitely the most gracious out of all of them as she starts flying down. She's not even like floating, it's almost like a beautiful pattern as she floats down to the ground, landing perfectly within the ice itself. The one above her is definitely the hardest to see, especially from your point of view. And as you look at him, you first think there's multiple of them, because you see like many different wings poke out from all directions out of him, and the eyes that is like churning around him as he starts making his way towards the ground is almost like it's making him even harder to see, and it's kind of weird to look at him in general. Like as you look towards him, you think he's in one place, but then it seems like he's still in the next. It's almost like there's this like vague line of where this creature is and isn't at the same time. And like all of his body parts, both his wings, his arms, his head, his feet, his legs, his armor, everything just kind of shifts and changes constantly around him as he like makes 1,000 different patterns at the same time, flowing or flying towards the ground. The one next to him, you will quickly recognize her, for she is not wielding a blade like the other. She has a giant scythe in her hands. Her wings as well are not white like the others, but black as the night. You will see her almost like a shadow, kind of like dive down to the ground. The eyes moving in all directions around her as she bursts into the ice and then kind of like pops out in another place once more. You'll see for a second, it's almost like it's almost as she lands, like the sun itself is blocked out just where she was. Like the sunlight can't really get a real grip on her. Like any light that falls upon her just kind of like reflects in another direction, like she is always within the shadow or the darkness of some cloud or some other thing. It's hard to tell what exactly is happening with her. The one to the right of her has no such disguises. She comes down very straightforward and very obvious almost. You will see she has the biggest wings out of all of them, and they almost look the most they also look the most creature-like as she starts making her way down. You will see she's wearing this like beautiful, really beautiful looking golden armor, and she as well makes a very beautiful pattern as she makes her way down, almost like a bird floating towards the ground. And as she lands, you can tell, how should I describe this? As you look at her, it's almost as if she shifts in shape, and where first she appeared woman-like. She then appeared, well, male-like or man-like, manly. That's the best word to describe it. And then after that, almost creature, like a bird, or well, even or a dolphin or anything like that, or a bear. As she stands there, it's almost like she's constantly shifting in her shapes. And then finally, the one under her is definitely the most spectacular out of all of them, as she almost breaks through the sky. You will see the red energy flowing all around her as she kind of like dives further and further down like a spiral into the ice. She goes way faster than all the other ones as well. It's almost like she went a bit earlier as well, because as she lands, there's just this explosion of energy all around her. The ice flying in all directions, and she will reach out to one of the ice peaks and just kind of like shoot it towards one of the giants standing in the island, hitting him straight in the chest before anyone could even react or any other action was taken. And the giant will just be pierced by this giant block of ice and immediately disappear from this plane of existence. Yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
I hope that was a good description.
Yeah, amazing. I'm not sure if you have mentioned it before, but how tall are they? Are they human-sized or giant-sized or even bigger?
It's hard to tell. It's very differing, and as I said, that many of them kind of shift and change. Some of them, like the one standing before you, is pretty humanoid inside, so you're definitely taller than her. But also, as they're kind of charging towards you, you can see it looks like she's becoming bigger as she is like going towards you. It's really hard to tell. Yeah, that's the real answer. These ones, however, the smaller ones are definitely humanoid inside. All of these.
Okay. Then can I act now?
Yep, you're free to act.
Okay, then as I see them landing, and now that I have more like a bigger connection with the water itself, I wanna try to make the biggest wave I can possibly can. Like when I tried to make just a ripple, I made almost like a tsunami. So now I'm trying something even greater than that.
What are you using to do that?
Well, I don't think that I have any spells that I can use for it besides shape water. The others are more specific. Yeah,
okay.
It will be shape water.
Okay, describe to me exactly what it looks like and how and what you're aiming for and what exactly you want to try to let happen, basically.
Well, you know that I have this barrier of water around me. So I imagine that I just reach out my hand and basically touch the water surrounding me. And while I close my eyes and just clench my fists, I'm imagining something really big and destructive happening, like in a wave form kind of way. And as I imagine that I'm gonna like rip out a part of this water barrier, just to, well, it's just a gesture, it doesn't really do anything. That's how I imagine it. And basically I wanted to create a wave formation, like kind of this direction, so it extends this way. Does it make sense?
Which side? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, roll me a Let me look at all the things. Roll me a... Wait, it's loading. It is loading. Roll me a... I think just roll me an athletics check to see how well you can push this this water with your powers. Usually we would use intelligence check, but this is, situation is a bit different because it's almost like every single action that you're taking as I said, it almost feels like the water is one with you, so basically everything you do is kind of an action with the water, so it wouldn't make sense to make an intelligence check, because it's not going to improve this connection, it's more what you're able to do with it, and in this situation I think it would be an athletic action to try to use the water in this way to just create the most massive wave of water that you can. So yeah, make me an athletics check.
Please roll well.
That's pretty good.
It's okay.
I mean, that's +0 as well, so that's good. Let me think. Yes, so you reach out to the shield around you and just kind of like drag it out, and then you know the ripple that you made before, you know how to do it, but you just focus it under the water so it creates this bigger wave, and you point towards it with the water that you got out from your shield, and it just starts channeling first slowly, almost like the water is just like churning in on itself, like almost like a water wheel or something like that, or a speedboat would do as they're in the water. But eventually, as the bubbles around it and around it and around it and around it, and the power grows and grows and grows, and eventually it just bursts out, and this giant tsunami-like wave just pushes out from you, basically breaking any ice that was anywhere in this complete area. Also taking out completely this one angel that came out of the sky, and he's going straight towards you, and he thinks he got you, but then just right before his very eyes this giant wave appears and just crushes him straight in the face. The one next to him, let me roll a dexterity check for him to see if he can get out of the way before it hits him. That's pretty good. Yeah, he can move straight up right before the wave hits him. This one is out the way. I'll give 2 with advantage for the other ones in the back. That's with advantage. Nope, he fails, and this is with advantage. They also fail. So even though they can see it coming from a bit away, they too just get drowned in this giant tsunami that was flown towards them. Then for the angel in the middle, let me think. Well, she doesn't really have a reaction. She was gonna do an action though. She did just consume the fish.
Okay.
Yeah, she consumed the fish, or the powers of the fish, I should say. So she is gonna try to just use these powers to just kind of put the shield up in front of her to block the amount of power coming towards her, and I think she's just gonna make a check that will try to oppose your athletics check. Yeah. A 22 will pass as she holds up. She will use the power that she just consumed. You will see like all these fish flying off the ocean, and she will just like power them within her, and then like point her hands outwards as this like green looking shield appears, and your wave crushes against it and crushes all the ice around it, including under her feet, so that she does kind of like tumble around, but because of the shield around her she doesn't really take any damage, but she's definitely pushed backwards a bit. Yeah. Well, I think we can do the... Let me think. Let me play another music as well. This is like... That's better. I think for the rest of the battle, we can do it either of 2 ways. I can describe everything that happens if you want, or we can just focus on what you're doing and then the rest will just happen in the background. What do you prefer? And with everything that happens, I mean mostly these, like the other four main characters. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like that version. It's more interesting, I feel like.
That it's described?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So, the one behind you that you didn't really see yet, but that you like take a look backwards as all of this is happening, you will see that he too got the powers from the earth underneath him. Instead of the lava coming up from underneath the ground or the like water reaching out from him, to him the clouds themselves kind of flew towards him, and this thunder that you heard like struck him straight through the body, and kind of in a flash of light, almost as if like before that there was just a normal guy standing there, and as this flash of light washes over him and he appears again, you will see he's wearing like almost as if his skin himself is molten with this metal armor that's completely surrounding him. And he tried to thunder some bitches. Yeah, he's gonna look to the angels to his left, and he's gonna ignore these smaller looking angels. Well, let me turn on the music a little bit. He's gonna ignore these smaller looking angels and go straight for the big one as he reaches out to the sky, and is just gonna, similarly to you, just gonna try to channel as big of a thunder strike or a lightning strike as he can manage, and just try to bring it down upon her. 1 second. Do have a good athletics check, at least better than you. Okay, let's see how well he does with that. 16. Let's see if she can block it. 19. Yeah, she as well. He will reach out with the lightning in the sky and try to bring it down upon her, but she will just bring up her wings above her head and they will block most of the damage. She will wipe them away and start running in his direction. Then the one to the top. This one, it's similarly to the one that like got, or the like elder that got the lava from the ground. But this one kind of just reached out to the rocks underneath him, and they just kind of like started crawling on top of his skin and like almost going into his veins and covering any part of his body that was exposed, almost becoming similarly to like an earth golem or anything like that. And then finally, as he reaches out into a stone, he will pull out this enormous blade of, it must be some rare metal that you've never seen before, because it shines with this almost like it's black. How should I say it? Like obsidian-like stone. Almost that's what it looked like, but it looks very sharp in the edges, almost as if it's been sharpened like 1,000 times over. He is gonna try to use this blade for the one on the top, and he's just gonna fucking go in. He's gonna take a leap. He's gonna walk backwards a little bit. He sees the angel before him. She's still kind of landing. He knows how far he needs to jump, so he's just gonna like look to his left, look to his right, and start fucking going in a sprint. Lift the blade above his head and just try to like sink it into her. He will make an athletics check first to see if he can make the jump. Nah, he jumps and tries to reach her, but she just kinda moves, or like, not even she moves to the side, he just can't reach that far yet this round, so he just kinda lands into the ice. Let's see. And breaks through it. As he lands into the ice, breaks through it. The ocean is not that deep yet here, but he's suddenly half deep into the water and kind of stuck there, not being able to get to her yet. Then finally, the lava man himself. he, similarly to you, has started using this lava that's kind of like churning around him and kind of expanding it in all directions. Let's see, what will he do? He's gonna try to restrain both of these angels. And he's gonna do that by trying to, like, almost like a lasso, try to reach out like two tentacles of lava, almost, as you might call it, and well, yeah, just try to like grab them, and then as the lava reaches out to them and it hits the cold water, it should hopefully, or that is what he's hoping at least, turn to a stone that is sturdy enough that it might hold them for a little bit. And he is gonna use probably let's see, I think it's a dexterity check to get it to them at first, to make a throw like that. 14 is good enough to hit one. 9 will miss the other, as at least it hits the left one. And she will make an opposed dexterity check. No. Fuck. Okay. Well, it is his attack, so he basically meets and beats, or like, well, yeah, meets her dodge and effectively grasps her with the with a lava-like tentacle, almost, or lasso, I should call it, and then he puts his end into the ground, and you will see her just getting restrained by this and pulled deeper into the ice a little bit, as she is trying her best to break out of these restraints. Let's see, who hasn't acted yet of the big ones? That one got restrained, that one tried that one tried this. This one is just gonna try to rush towards... Wait, she did receive an attack, but she wasn't really bothered by it, so I think she can still attack. Yeah, the one that landed with such explosive energy is just gonna try to rush towards the one closest to her and do a small little attack, which isn't great. She will reach out with her daggers, try to like get to him, but she kind of stumbles and can't really get all the way. This one can't do anything. This one will try to help her friend. The one on the bottom that landed so graciously with the light around her, will try to reflect that light into your eyes as you're channeling this tsunami over and over to try to distract you. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw?
Would my water barrier, like,
That is true, yeah.
protect me somewhat?
Yeah, I think make me it with advantage for your water barrier, because it is just light. 13 is not great. Well, I think I will just roll for her. Yeah, she will reach out with the light, and it will just barely, like, you will feel like it almost hits your eyes. However, your water barrier around you will start swirling, and it will break apart away from it, but you will not be blinded, and you can continue channeling your tsunami if you want. This one is just gonna start running over here and trying to kill some small. This one was just struck by lightning. This one will try to do some general things. Let's see how well he does that. 6. Oof, he does that really well. Let's see how many he can affect with that. 6, 5, 8. You will hear commotion in the distance as the four-winged angel that had this like shifting and changing nature to him will kind of dive down with all like shifts or with all bodies around him, and suddenly he will kind of duplicate and duplicate and duplicate, and eventually there will be 8 versions of him all across this island, not near you, just kind of like spread out across all these other giants that now are forced to kind of pay attention to him. Well, you get the point. I don't want to copy paste him 8 times.
Yeah, it's okay.
This one, let's see if he does anything significant. Yeah, he's just fighting some giant. Probably he kills one over here.
Nice.
Yeah, just spears him, charges forward on his horse, and just kind of cuts his head off with both of his swords. Yeah, as it's your turn.
I wanna try something, but I'm not sure if I can do that because of the casting time. But you tell me. I wanna summon my familiar. I don't know if it's possible. I hope that it's not a little trophy, but something actually useful this time.
Yeah. I think
the casting time is over an hour, and I don't know if it's different now that I'm a giant. Or
yeah, it's different. No, it's different. I think make me a make me a nature check for that one.
Nature check.
Wait. Let's see if I have a token. Yeah, probably this will do. There we go. You will start. Well, you can describe it to me as it's basically a normal water elemental, which is still better than like your small guy. Like it is a powerful creature, but not like insanely powerful. You can describe to me what it looks like as you summon him.
Well, him being a water elemental, I imagine that he just came out of like my barrier broke off, like a small bit of my barrier broke off, and he just like stood up, looking like always crashing waves, and maybe his part of his head or back or anything like that, it's partially ice, but it doesn't really matter, it's just for aesthetic reasons.
Yeah, he just, like in the churning water before you, and as this part of shield that you had around you breaks off, just slowly and surely there's something rising out of it, still indeed having this broken ice kind of around him, crusting his skin or breaking his skin apart in some places. But he will listen to your command as he kind of stands before you.
Let me just... No, he didn't add a spell slot. How can I do that? Yeah, I want him to go up to these guys, just to fight along with them, kind of protecting them or something like that.
Yeah. He will stand in front of them, standing about as tall as them, and face the angel standing before him.
Do I know of any attacks that he has, or not really?
They're just like splash water, big splash, big punch.
Big splash.
Anything you want. I mean, just like I feel like anything within like shape water like things. But yeah, main things is like big bunch of water or kind of like falling on top of people, eating them.
Can it make a ranged attack?
Yeah, sure. It will kind of lose some part of itself, but it can regain it if it's in the ocean.
Yeah. Then we want him to make a ranged attack against one of the, well, let's say this angel right here.
Okay. Yeah. Roll me a roll me a dexterity check for a normal ranged attack.
With my stats.
Yep. Yeah. Sounds good. Okay. Yeah. You shoot out a burst of water, and it just barely misses one of the angels, or one of the smaller angels in the sky as he rushes towards your water elemental. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Anything else you wanted to do this turn?
Yeah. Just a second, I'm still reading.
Take your time. Let's see, in the meanwhile, who's doing something interesting? Oh, this one hasn't really. The Angel of Death will...
I didn't mean to click that.
No, it's okay.
Sorry.
That's fine. The Angel of Death will look down upon the earthly giant that's kind of half stuck in the ice. She will lift her sight, kind of growing in size as she does so, and she will speak words that echo over the entire island. Death has come. Your time is over. And she will swing her scythe, trying to decapitate the earthly giant before her. Let's see how well she does it. 7. She will reach out with her scythe, but it will kind of get stuck in his thick skin, and she will try to get it out, but she's kind of stuck there at that point. Are you still reading, or do you know what you're gonna do yet?
Yeah, I know what I want to do.
Okay, yep.
I'm gonna cast Chill Touch Water, and I imagine it as like bubbles under the waters, very quickly going towards this angel. And as they are getting closer to her, like as the description of the spell says, a water tendril comes out of the ocean and tries to grab her, but it's gonna fail anyway. So,
yeah. So I think this tendril does reach out from the ocean, but it kind of grabs in all directions. You can't really control it that well, maybe because of the newfound powers. I will make a dexterity check for these two to see if they accidentally get hit by this tendril that's flying everywhere. That's good enough. Yeah, both of them just barely manage to dodge it as it breaks through the water. At this point, let's do some quick actions for other people. Giants everywhere fighting. Roll me a d20 to see how well the giants are doing compared to the angels, the normal giants, I mean.
Okay.
Okay, well, roll me a d20 for the angels.
Should I? Does it matter?
Not really, but just to see. Oh, yeah. So, roll me a... Natural one means they didn't do shit.
They are useless.
So roll me... roll me 3d6. Actually, 2d6. Okay. Phantom, 2d6. Oof, nice roll. Okay, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's all kind of in this area as these shimmers of the 4-winged angels are surrounding the giants. They kind of start panicking and they don't know who to target with their attacks, and many of them just get pierced by the oncoming other smaller angels that just fly through these illusions and hit them in the chest or in the head, decapitating many of them. And this guy as well. Let's see, he has her. She is gonna try again. She's gonna try to cut the leash that is holding down the other angel, while at the same time trying to like cut past, not like just doing some damage, basically trying to like use both of her daggers to one of them cut the tendril that is holding down the other angel, and but the other one tried to stab the lava giant or the fire giant in the neck. See how well she does it at. 15 will hit. And it will cut the tendril as well. Not for a great amount of damage. You will just see like this angel dash to the left over here, cut through this tendril that was holding down the other angel, and at the same time hit the old man that is now this like fire giant in the arm as some lava pours out of him. But he still remains standing and is clearly ready for his next action. This one, the one facing you, is gonna... let's give her a dexterity check to see kind of how well she recovered from the tumbling of the wave. Not that well, so she will kind of like start making her way slowly towards you. She needs to like get back from the shield, start running back towards the ice, kind of sliding underwater, flying halfway and then running in your direction. This time you will see she has a green blade pulled out and that she's charging towards you with it. This one... oh, we'll go just try to smite some giants over here. I think that will count in the general battle, same as this one. Let's see if this one... he is gonna see your water elemental, the one that is half chaos, half fate, will reach out with his blades and try to separate your water elemental into different halves, so it might have a hard time recovering or like doing any noticeable attacks for the next few rounds. Let's see how well it does. $18 will definitely hit it. Can you make me a... make me another nature check to see how well your water elemental resists these attacks. Oof, really well. The charging angel, or the angel charges towards him and like cuts through him, but the water just falls straight down and it has no effect on him. This one hasn't really acted yet. He's just gonna try another Thunder Strike. See how well he does with that. Pretty well. Let's see how well she does with the dodge. Not as well, actually. So for the first time, one of the giants in the back will again look to the sky and try to summon this lightning blast down upon the angel that was next to him. The first one that came, she blocked it with her wings, but this one she did not see coming as she starts running towards him and the skies open up and this blast of lightning just bursts down on top of her, frying her completely from head to toe. Roll me a D100. Oof. Just barely, she will remain standing. However, you will see one of her wings is fried completely, the other one barely functionable. As she slowly starts crawling out of the ice, you will see her eyes, out of the ice, you will see her eyes are burning with this yellow light, as her harness is still upon her, but now kind of molten along with her skin, and it's almost like horror-like as she starts slowly but surely making her way still towards the giant that struck her. This one is doing great, he's gonna continue. This one just got captured. Okay, your turn.
Another question for spell.
Yep.
Can you read mirror image water?
Let me look at I don't have it open yet. Motto spells. By the way, you're still good on time, right?
Yeah, I can still go.
Okay. Mirror image. Knife, magic missile, shield, identify, detect magic, shield water.
So level 2 spell.
Level 2. Mirror image water. You create a reflection of yourself with 1 hit point. The next level you cast the next spell you cast is cast twice if this creature survives until the next round. However, it will also take double the resources. Okay.
Okay, so my question is, if I cast mirror image water, I can't do anything this round, and I have to wait for the next round to attack twice, or does it happen in the same round?
Under this circumstances, I think you can use your the shield of water around you if you want to create a mirror image water, and then you can do something else on the same turn as well. However, you're gonna lose your shield then.
All of it?
Yes.
Okay, then in that case I'm gonna use it later if needed.
Okay.
So this time I'm just gonna use a normal magic missile water and target the angel rushing towards me.
Okay. Tell me what it looks like.
I imagine like 6 like darts emerging from the water around me, just floating there for a couple of seconds and just very quickly targeting the angel in front of me. Doesn't really have any effects or something like that.
No, makes sense. I think that's pretty straightforward. I think make me just a I think this one is an intelligence check in this specific scenario, because you kind of need to aim where she's gonna be, and it's less dexterity and more like making sure your magic missiles work the way they are supposed to work, which is always hitting. So yeah, roll me a normal intelligence check.
Okay.
Cool. She will try to resist as the bullets of water hurl towards her. She will just try to make a dexterity check. Come on. Fuck.
Yes.
Roll me a d100. As the water pierces her and her wings, she still remains standing. However, one of her wings is completely well, broken and bursts through by the water as she falls down from her charge and kind of tumbles on the ground. She will reach out towards the water, and you will see more of this green energy absorb within her. You will see the wing slowly start, like, to repair itself. However, you can tell it will take a while before it has completely finished this process. She's kind of just sitting there, still holding up like this weak green shield. However, at this point, there's not much she can do to attack you or anything like that. It's at this point that this one will try to do something fancy. Let's see. 20. And then let's see if she can do it too. 14. That is good enough. You will see the angel in the bottom will see that her friend, her ally, is in need, and she will point a hand towards her as a light of sun, or as a beam of sunlight falls down upon her, and you will see the wings that like were slowly healing from the water now quickly regenerate, and you will see besides that also that her skin kind of glows with this sunlight now, and she will break again in a charge straight at you. At this point she is no further than maybe like 5 meters away from you. Roll me 2 more d20s, first for the giant and then for the angels, to see how the other people are doing. Okay, that's for giants. Yeah, the giants are kind of coming back. It's not as big of a difference, so just roll me 1d6. 4. Yeah, I think it's because of your water elemental that's remained standing that all of these other angels that kind of darted in get blocked, and the other giants managed to take care of them. As you take out, or as the giants take out 4 more angels. However, let's see how the rest of the combat is doing. As this one, the shift or the shape shifter over here that is finally freed, will have her first action, and she will try to turn into a giant bird and just try to grab the man, or the lava looking giant, the fire giant. First she will make a wisdom check, which she will succeed to cast the spell, and then make an athletics check to try to grab him. Oof. Let's see if he can oppose it. Oof. Almost. He reaches out to the ground. You will see the lava come from his arms as he tries to harden his skin to remain on the ground. However, her grip on him is too big. With a 24, with such a small difference, however, she will be taking some damage. Roll me a d100 as she picks up his fiery skin.
No.
She will resist. She will not feel the burning. She will grasp him and start flying higher and higher with the man, or with the giant, in her claws. This one is gonna join the other giant's battle for a little bit. These two are in a fight. Can you roll me 2d20s again? First one for the giant, the other one for the angel, to see who acts first in their little battle over here. Oof, that's good. Okay, yeah, the giant will act first as he is standing before the angel. He was still half in the ice. She missed her sight, however, and he will try to push himself up and do a fucking somersault, and then just try to cut her straight in half with his giant blade of obsidian. Actually, maybe it's more fun if you roll these things as well. So yeah, roll me a d20 plus 5, because it's just athletics. 14 will I think we just do opposed check, so roll me another d20 for +5 for her dexterity. Which she will dodge the attack. She will slide to the left as he tries to hit her with his obsidian blade and reach out with her scythe. Make me a... Wait, actually, I'll make the enemy's attack. A 19 will hit. Make me a D100 for the giant. Oof. The scythe will cut into his skin and cut off one of his hands. Roll me D2. One is the one that he's holding the blade with. It is the one he's holding the obsidian blade with, and she will cut off his hand, and the arm along with the blade will disappear into the ocean. However, he will remain standing and kind of look up. You will see him preparing a punch with his other hand. This one is gonna see that this one is gonna see that she is almost, that the other angel over here is almost dead, and he will try to, well, he will just dive down with all of his 4 wings, giving immense speed, and his, well, he will try to do something risky, actually, because he's not that much of a fighter, but he's just gonna try to distract him and make him think that he is by the illusions that he's using. So he's gonna like twirl and swirl around with his wings in all directions and all his like images of himself surrounding him, and try to just jab or like spear the other giant in the shoulder, while at the same time making sure he does not get hit. So it's a normal attack first, which will hit, and then first off roll me a... Wait, actually that will... roll me a... what is it called? Roll me a normal d20 first to see how well he dodges it, which is not. Then roll me a d100 to see how well his response is to the attack. Not great. He does not take a great amount of damage, because that was not the point of the angel. However, he will get pierced in the shoulder and kind of have to stagger backwards. As the other angel that he wounded before is kind of regaining her strength slowly. Then the angel, and she will kind of walk forward a little bit more. They attacked, she's attacking these, he picked her up. Oh, I think, wait, I think you go first, she did that. And this one is gonna try to attack your water elemental once more, but this time he's gonna lift the wing that the chaos is kind of seeping out of, and he will lift it above his head and just try to use this energy, kind of like swing his wind, almost like a swing his wing, almost like a wave of wind, just against the water elemental to try to disperse him in all directions. 22. Make me a dexterity check for your water elemental. Oof. Then I think just roll me a d100 for him as well to see how well he takes this. If it's under 50, he will probably just be dead. Oof, that is really well. He still takes a great amount of damage from this hit, as the energy of this wind just pushes him backwards, but he can remain his shape, which was the main goal of the D100. However, having a harder time protecting the giants around him at this point. As it's your turn. At this point, she's in full charge at you, probably like 10 meters away from you.
Yeah. will try to stop her by using Firebolt Water. That's the one that captures them in a bubble, making them drown. No.
Yeah, I will, because I think that's what we've been doing. I didn't do it last time, but we did it for the other ones, and I think it is more interesting. I will make an opposed check, I think, for everything. But her dexterity is +5, so unless she rolls a 1, it will miss. Yeah. She will easily dodge your bubble of water that hurls towards her. I think at this point as well that there isn't really any chance that you hit anyone else by accident. So she will reach you and try to burst or try to break your shield with her blade by just like trying to cut right through it with her strength. With a 24, make me a dexterity check. 13, yeah. She will, actually for this as well, roll me a D100 minus, well actually just roll me a, yeah, roll me a D60. Yeah, your shield just gets obliterated by her blade, and there is nothing of it left. However, she has not yet gotten to your skin, but you no longer have a swirling shield of water around you now. This one, well, actually at this point, roll me 2 more d20s to see how the giants are doing compared to the angels. Oof. Yeah, not that much better. Roll me a d4. 2 more giants are killed in the massacre over here. Did I just... Oh, I just moved in my exam. In the top of the map, I mean. One on the bottom, acted before. She's gonna try to take out more of these giants. Just focus on them, work together with the angel next to her, and just she will try to reflect. As I told you, most of the things that she is doing is reflecting the sunlight above her. So she's gonna try to reflect it into the bright or the shining side of the angel over here, and then that one is going to try to channel that energy to create an even bigger wave of wind that can hopefully kill many or any of these giants, and maybe even hit you if he goes far enough. So first, a wisdom check for the reflection, which will succeed, then a wisdom check for the attack in the first place, which will succeed, then an attack roll to see how well he does. Oof, not that well. 13. I think it does. Actually, roll me another d20 for the dexterity of the giants. Not that well, but it isn't like one-on-one, so just roll me a d2 because this attack wasn't great. Yeah, 2 more giants get cut away with this teamwork attack. However, it isn't as effective as they hoped it would be, as this like small amount of wind. I mean, still very powerful in the grand scheme of things, but in this specific battle, not as significant. Yeah, you can attack with your water elemental as well at this point if you want.
Is there any smaller rangers close to my water elemental?
There's these over here, and this one as well.
Okay, so the map is accurate in that way. will go for this one.
Okay.
With a ranged attack.
Okay.
Do I roll for it again? Dexterity?
For this one, yeah, dexterity sounds good. Oof, that's a great roll. Which will, I think, just describe to me how you kill both of these angels as your projectiles fly towards them. With a 19, that's a great roll. Natural 18.
Well, I like to imagine that. Wait, what are they called? Like,
Angels?
no.
Oh.
Like not a tornado, but the water version of a tornado.
Cyclone? Or
maybe. Yeah. Like what I imagine is better if I draw it like something like this sparrow comes out of his hands and just basically takes both of them underwater. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Drowning.
Yeah, the waves come up and twirl and swirl around them, and their wings get wet and hit, and they will just fall down from the sky and slowly but surely start drowning in the waves. Wait, what was your last action? You shot the bubble, right?
Yeah. But it was last turn.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's do the top half then. This one was pushed back. He's kind of regaining his feet, and he's just gonna try to strike her down one last time for good measure. He has had enough of this shit. He will look up to the sky, reach out for the lightning within it, try to crush her underneath it. And miss her, I think, unless she rolls a 1. She probably will not. No. He will reach out with the lightning, however, miss the angel before him as she comes closer and closer, and she too will... what will she do? However, she is very wounded, but she will reach in to her side where a giant golden blade awaits. Oh, okay. She will reach out to her side where the giant golden blade awaits, and she will just try to cut, or actually kind of charge, because she's so wounded, to charge at the giant before her, and hopefully skewer him in the leg. She's pretty small at this point, but hopefully she's hoping she can do enough damage to bring him to his knees. Her power still remains the same, so her rolls are high. Let's see if they are high enough. They are. Let's roll a 100 to see how. Oof, that is really bad. She will cut towards the giant's knees as he falls. Oh well, if you're here, she will cut towards the giant's knees, and he will fall to the ground, and she will prepare her next swing to cut off his head. He is not in a good position right now. Roll me... Wait, did we do it yet this round? No, right? Or did we do it after you attacked? Did you roll 2 d20s yet or not? Oh, I think you did, right? Oh yeah, I think you did, because we did.
I don't know.
I think you did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. We did.
This one will keep on fighting. He's doing most of the minion work. These two are still in battle. Roll me 2 more d20s for who goes first. First one for the giant, second one for the angel, as they are still interlocked in combat. The angel will act first this time, however, just having cut off his hand, she will now reach out with her scythe and just try to cut him in half where he stands. Yep. 24. Make me a d20 plus 5. Which is gonna have to be a 19 or higher to succeed. That is not good enough. Roll me a... Got his hand cut off, but he did roll well last time. So roll me a D90. It's under 50, but just barely. So I think she will reach to her side and just cut off another huge part of his upper arm. He is completely made of rock at this point, so that is the only reason he can keep surviving. However, all that is left of him is basically half his body and just one arm, and well, both of his legs underneath him and his head. And he is just gonna, with the last of his strength, try to grab her and just push her under the water and kind of put his entire body on top of her and try to sink her to the bottom of the ocean with him. So roll me a d20 plus 5 again. Oof, that is really good. Oof, it is equal. So just do it again. Roll me another d20 plus 5. This one is too important to let go.
Oh shit.
Oh. This time he will manage to grab her. Roll me a d60 for the angel. Or actually, I shall roll it because it's for the angel. No. It is so low because he is basically sacrificing himself to take her down with him. He will grab her with the last power that he has, and together they will disappear into the waves. This one is fighting minions. Roll me 2 more d20 for who goes first on the other battle. Actually, before you do it, roll me a d20 minus 5 for him, because he is grasped in her claws, so she has a big advantage to go first. Okay, I don't think I don't think she will roll lower than a minus 1.
Maybe she will roll. My dad.
It's still not that good, but she still goes first. She, at this point, as I said before, she's kind of a giant falcon or a similar bird of prey, and she's slowly lifting him up, and she's gonna do a strength check to see how high she can lift him in this round. It's plus 8, I think. No, plus 7, actually. 15. Make me a d20 plus 5. Make me a d20 plus 5. You there?
Yeah, I just didn't find... Wait, what?
That's a
Wait, no,
1 hour 20 plus 5.
Yeah.
It's a new kind of...
What's happening? Okay.
Yeah. He will, with the few tendrils that he still has, he will lasso again to the ground and try to make it harder for her to kind of lift him high enough, and she can't really get any further this round. And he will try to pull himself back towards the ground with this lasso of lava that he has. Roll me a just another d20 plus 5 for his athletics. 15. Let's see if history repeats itself. Oof. Yeah, so he can make his way all the way back to the ground, releasing himself from her grip, and they're kind of tied in battle at this point. Not yet doing any damage to each other, but they're just fighting each other. As it is your turn again. You are now in battle with the angel before you. She has just broken the shield that surrounds you.
my spare slots. Okay. I'm gonna try another firebolt water. Just to stop her from attacking me.
Okay.
No.
Well, it's opposed, so she can still fail.
But she has
She will
infinite
tie, which will mean that you will hit, because it's meet or beat and it's your attack.
But doesn't that mean that she wins? Because she...
Well, no, because technically what I'm rolling for is her AC at this moment. So you will meet or beat her AC.
Okay.
Yeah. I've done the same opposite way earlier, so yeah.
Okay.
Which the damage we don't have to worry about, as describe to me what it looks like as you hit her with this attack.
Well, as she's basically right next to me and I'm standing on the edge of the island, I imagine that just some body of water just like, you know, those trapdoors thingies that like from both of her sides, like closing up on her and capturing him in a bubble of water and she will start drowning for 1+ con bonus rounds.
Okay. Yeah, make me a D100 plus 10, because it was a slight, or like it just barely hit her, and you want as low as possible for this one.
No.
Yeah, she will still be captured in the bubble, but it will only, she will not start drowning. Basically, you just restricted her for maybe a few rounds from doing anything, which is still useful, but you won't do any damage to her as she is, as the walls rise up and the bubble catches around her successfully, but maybe in the heat of battle you couldn't really do it the way that you wanted to. She's just kind of like chilling in a bubble on the ocean. I mean, not chilling, she's trying to break out, but yeah. Yeah, she will just try to make an attack at the walls around her. Let's see how well. Oh, that is pretty good.
She needs a strength check to break out of the bubble.
Yeah, this is a strength check, so...
Okay. Yeah, she beats it by too much.
Yeah, well, normally I wouldn't let her roll it, but because she rolled so well on her D100, she manages to immediately get herself back and break open the bubble, not being able to attack again this round, but kind of evening each other out. And then roll me... Actually, you can attack with your water elemental first if you want.
Can I aim my shots?
Yeah.
Then I would like to aim at this angel's...
Which, this one?
Yeah, this one.
Oh.
This angel's wings. And just make a normal range attack.
Yeah, just make me a normal. That is not a too hard target to hit, but a 17 that will hit. And... Oh, wait, I'll make an opposed check for her. Yep, it will hit. Make me a D100 for her to see how well it affects. You want as low as possible. Oof, that is a great success. Your bullets of water again, or like the water elemental will kind of reach into the ocean and throw his hands out like one after the other as these almost spikes of water fly towards the angel and indeed pierce her wings in many places. She will kind of fall to the ground, no longer being able to float. The sunlight still hits her and you will see she's still surrounded by divine energy, but she can no longer fly at this point. And then now roll me the two D20s. First one for the giants and the second one for the angels. 14 and a 10, okay. That is a difference of 4, so roll me just a d6 to see how many angels are slain. 2 more angels. I think again it is over here, because this seems to be the only place that the giants are really managing to hold their ground. Yep, as it continues. At this point they're kind of sick of your water elemental, so especially she is, so she will try to use these reflections of sunlight to just kind of vaporize the water on your, kind of like an hourglass, just like focus it upon your water elemental and try to vaporize his very, well, existence basically. And she'll make a wisdom check for that. Oof, that's not great. Make me a wisdom saving throw. Normal wisdom saving throw. That's even worse somehow. Roll me a d100 for your water elemental. Again, he will remain standing. However, at this point, actually it should have been a d100 minus 10, which still succeeded, but at this point he has been attacked by 2 of these. Again, some water vaporizing on his side, as the other angel will dive towards him and just try to make another normal attack to cut him in half. Okay, make me another dexterity check. Okay, make me another d100 minus 20. Just barely. The other angel will dash towards your water elemental with both of his swords out, trying to break him apart, and just barely he will remain standing. However, you can tell your water elemental has significantly weakened, probably being able to do just 1 more attack with the water that is within him before vanishing completely. Over here, these 2 are in combat. Roll me 2 d20s. Actually, roll me a d20. Roll me a d20 minus 2, and then a normal d20, because he is on his knees, so he is less likely to go first, and he will not. She, the other angel, also wounded, will stand over him. She hit him in the knees before bringing him down, because she is a bit smaller than him, and she will try to go up and just pierce his head, destroying him. Let's see how well she does at that. 18. Can you roll me a d20 plus 5 again? 14 will hit. Can you roll me a d100 minus 30? Because he has been hit a lot already. That is a minus 27. As the angel will grab her sword and point it upwards as the giant fell down, and his head will be pierced on her sword. As the clouds around the island kind of clear up a little bit, and the giant is defeated. At this point, both of these will see an opening to dash in further, and they will just make some general attacks to see how well they're doing. 23 is pretty well. What about the other one? 8, not that well, kind of balances each other out. I think they're just continuing the slaughter of the giants. Then we go to the battle over here. Roll me a d20 and a d20 minus 2 after that, because she did get dragged down unexpectedly. Yeah, he will go first. The lava giant will just, similarly, he was grabbing to the ground and he's still holding on to her, so he will just try to channel the lava that he can control from the ground into her, just kind of covering her entire body in fire and lava, trying to just burn her on the spot. Roll me a d20. Just d20 plus 5 again.
these rolls.
It's not great. She has to roll a 1. No, yeah, she will be able to break free from his grasp before the lava gets to her, and instead she will turn into a giant wolf, a dire wolf, into the sky while she's flying, and just try to bite down on the lava or fire giant. First for the transformation, it goes successfully, and then for the attack. Oof, that's not great. Can you roll me a d20 plus 5 for the giant? Well, it's good enough. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, she will hit him. Roll me a d100.
Okay.
This is really hard to do. I'm very, like... yeah, what are your rolls? This shit, it is actually really impressive. Well,
yeah, no, I've been practicing.
She will unexpectedly turn into this dire wolf in the sky and turn towards him. Her bite will dig down into his fiery skin, and the giant will break in half. A scream will echo over the island as the elder giant vanquishes. And you are the last one standing of the ones that are supposed to protect them all. As it is your turn.
I still haven't been hit yet, right?
Yep.
I will cast Ice Knife Water to create a sword for myself.
Yep. I think just roll me an intelligence check to see, not if it works, but just how powerful it is. Oof, that's a great sword. The ice kind of churns in the water and turns to this hardened, like it's not really ice. It's almost like glass forming around the water, like containing the very essence of it. In your hands, it's like dripping with water, but you can still see its sharpness or feel it in your hand as this as this blade rises out from the ocean.
Yeah, and I would like to hit the angel in front of me.
Okay. Yep, make me an attack with your intelligence. I think that's what we said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. She will try to dodge to the side. Oof, and just barely you will hit her. Roll me a d100 minus 10, because she did get caught in the bubble before. Oof. Well, describe to me how you cut her in half with your sword.
Oh, okay. I like to imagine that I like one very strong, powerful swing. The swing is coming from below, so first I cut one of her wings off, and then like across her armpit and shoulders, and her neck. So that's it. Like she's cut in half.
Okay. Yeah. Make me a religion check as you do this. Yeah, as you cut this angel in half, you will feel that warmth from before ebbing away. You remember it from the last session, but the warmth that you had when you held the octopus, when you saved those creatures. you will feel, you always felt it still within your soul, but as you cut this angel in half, and as you like clearly meant to kill her so brutally, you will feel this warmth exit your body, never to return again.
Why are the gods always taking something from me? I want a refund.
Okay, that's why it's the gods. They don't give a shit about you.
Well, I don't give a shit about them either.
Oof, harsh words. You can attack with your water elemental as well. As I said, this will be his final attack, as he is so wounded at this point. So basically, you can make an attack that consumes his entire existence.
Then I would like him to concentrate all his remaining will into attacking the half angel thingy. Horse.
The horse?
Just to, yeah, the horse itself.
Okay. Yep.
So that's dexterity.
If he's next to him at this point, so that's a athletics check. If you want to do like, because you're not doing a ranged attack, so yeah. Oh, that is good. The horse does not have as great dexterity as the man, so I will just give him the horse normal d20, which he will fail. Roll me a d100 minus 40 for the horse. Yeah, that is more than good enough. As with the last power within the water elemental, he will dive forward. Actually, you can describe it to me, what exactly you want him to do. He can kill the horse, but you can describe what it looks like.
Well, I can't really think of anything like interesting. I'm just imagining like the elemental is kind of shaped like a wave, so he's gonna like not run, like move towards the horse, and with all his power tipping it over and somehow killing it in the process.
Yeah, I think he goes towards it, and then with all the power just left within him, he will like pull himself forward and just like push the horse so hard that it just falls like with an enormous smack into the rocks. The water that was once his body will wash over the island as the water elemental will disappear, but the horse will die along with it. And at this point, roll me 2 more d20s. One for the giants, one for the angels. Okay, roll me a d4 for this one. The giants, seeing that their great leader has fallen, have rage in their eyes. They will not die this day. They will not give up on the fight. And they manage to throw rocks into the air and swing their clubs around and take down 4 of the angels, or of the like smaller angels flying around them, keeping the other angels or the other bigger angels busy a bit longer. At this point,
before that happens, can I like look around the island just to, because I heard the elder saying that I'm the last one. I just want to get a glimpse of the battlefield and the situation that I'm in.
Yeah, you can look around and you can see that basically over here, all of these 4 angels, the main angels, are all fighting the last giants that remain over here. You will see 4 or 5 of them fighting all the oncoming attacks. You will see that she is extremely wounded. As you look at her, she looks like almost like a corpse, as both of her wings are fried and she barely has any light left in her eyes. Over here, the giants are still fighting bravely, trying to oppose the attacks from the bigger angels around them. There's still one small angel helping the other bigger ones as well. Yeah, that's what you see.
Okay.
Okay. She, the one to the south over here, will... Oh, you did clip her wings, which she didn't like, but she can't really get to you at this point because of that. So she will just try to smite these two giants over here with just some basic attacks. She will get a blade made of pure light from her side and just try to well, rip them apart. 22 will definitely hit. Roll me a d2 to see if she can kill but one or both of them. Yeah, she can slay both of them with a single strike of her blade, as this one will go for you. No longer having a horse, he will slowly but menacingly start walking towards you. You will see one of his wings shine brightly and the other one kind of spazzing out in all directions and twisting and changing and being enveloped with this chaotic magic twirling around it. He will step closer to you this round, just menacingly. The other ones up here, I will give them some rolls to see if they do anything significant besides fighting. 11, 24, 23, 22. Okay, so they do something significant. Yeah, I think a lot of fighting happens over here, and I think they will just kill some more giants with these great rolls, with all their combined efforts. Roll me another d4. Three more giants are slain because of the increased effort now that there are no more of the elemental giants left that they have to worry about. They can focus their strength on the smaller ones, as only 5 remain standing now alongside you, and it is your turn.
How tall is the one in front of me?
Not at all now that he's off his horse. He's probably half your size.
Mm-hmm. And this one is basically dead, right?
Yeah, like you. I mean, still alive. Like she killed the other elemental giant, like with her, but she's almost dead.
But she looks pretty weak.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say to the one in front of me, this war is not over yet, and I'm gonna cast magic missile water to this guy, hopefully killing her.
Oh. Okay, roll me a normal intelligence check again.
Please, 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 please. Nice.
Okay. Well, roll me a... At this point, just roll me a D100 and don't roll a 1. It's basically the same. Anything else, she dies. Yes. Your magic missiles will fly across the island, and the water will rip her apart for the lost life that was within her, avenging your fallen brother. However, as you say this to the angel walking towards you, you will hear a voice answer you. You have slain part of me. I will not allow this to continue. You will see the light side of him kind of darken a little bit as you killed the angel on the other side of the island. Yep. Anything else you want to do that round?
No.
Okay. Roll me 2 more d20s. One for the giants. Okay, well, Everyone is doing great. Everyone is giving all they fucking have. Nobody dies this round.
Does that happen?
What happens is all the giants kinda, the ones that are left are huddled around here as all the angels as well begin to cooperate, the smaller ones. And there's just this all-out battle of cooperation from both sides where they suddenly see what they need to do and they're just surrounding them and diving at them, but the giants are hurtling together and putting their clubs up and dodging and blocking, but the angels as well are going in with their spears and almost diving through it, and they get almost hit with a club but just barely manage to slip through them. And well, yeah, as the angels go, let's see, they are just, she is gonna do a, well, let's see if she can do it. D20, 26. Nope. She tries to dash and trips and kind of starts walking towards you instead.
Okay.
This one's gonna try to turn into another animal. Also fails. She tries to turn into a dolphin and kind of gets half stuck between angel form and dolphin form, and then turns back into an angel and also just starts walking towards you instead. This one in the back will succeed as all his forms kind of return to him, no longer fighting the giants, and instead they will actually start spreading out over the island, seeing if there's anyone left, searching the island for any survivors or any other things that are going on, and kind of circling. I'm not gonna put his token everywhere, but it's kind of like almost circling this entire landscape of ice, as there's just like visages of him, and you aren't sure which of them is the real him or which of them is not. That's what he does. She will make another as well. 10. She will try to summon the sunlight above to try to empower her comrade angel, but she as well will fail at doing so and just slowly move a bit more to the right instead. As the angel before you finally, well, at this point both of you are in combat, so roll me, just roll me d20. I think we did the same before, so without any extra bonuses, roll me a d20 to see who can act first.
That's probably him, yeah.
Yes. He will go first, and you will see the two blades to his side. He will lift them up and try to just... what is he gonna do? He's not even running, he's just menacingly going at you, so he's just gonna try to, like, one blade, another blade, like, block all your attacks and just stab into you with both of them at the same time. So actually he will make a dexterity check to see, like, how well he is at making his way close to you and then making this attack, basically. With a 15, I think make me an opposed dexterity check, I think.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, he will easily manage to get to you, and roll me a d100 for yourself. As he stabs you in the stomach and the shoulder. However, you resist the pain, the water kind of grows back over it, and you manage to not take too much damage from these few stabs. You know how to refill this water now. You feel one with the water, and yeah, you manage to resist it pretty good. How is it you always roll like either 96 or like a 2?
I have no idea. It's actually amazing.
Well, it's your turn.
Mm-hmm. I kinda wanna do something, but I wanna save it for last.
Okay.
And I'm not sure.
Just hope that you don't die before that.
Yeah. I'm hoping that I can at least survive for the next round.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I still have my water sword, right?
Yep.
Can I... What did we say? Can I cast another, other spells while I have it or not?
Yep.
Can I use shape water to empower my sword even more?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay.
Especially being in water and like being basically made out of water at this point. I think you can use your shape water to channel, like basically make your sword bigger as if you would have rolled a d20 on your sword size in the first place. Basically empowering it. Yeah.
Yeah, then I would like to do that and then attack the guy in front of me.
Yeah. Roll me intelligence check with advantage. Well, he will try to dodge, which I think he can still technically. Yeah, no. Okay, well, roll me a D100 minus. Only minus 10. I give the minus 10 because you rolled a natural 20, but he didn't. He isn't wounded yet at all. So yeah, you will cut into him, maybe hurt one of his wings a little bit, but he will remain standing for now as well. Basically trading blows with each other. You're doing a bit more damage to him than he did to you, but overall it is pretty insignificant, the amount of difference. Yeah, anything else you want to do?
Is it all solid ice around me, or is there some water?
No, there's definitely a lot of water at this point, because you created a tsunami in this direction and you've done a lot of things with your water elemental, so basically all around you this area is all normal water again.
Okay, then there's nothing else I want to do.
Okay. Well, roll me 2d20s for the fate of the giant.
Okay.
Okay, well, I mean it is only 7, but still that's gonna be a d6. So they could all die this round.
Oh my god.
The angels rain down upon them. Instead of charging in, they use their spears from above them to just throw them down at the giants. And one by one, the giants perish. You are now the last of your kind, the last one standing, as all the other angels fix their eyes upon you and slowly but surely make their way towards you. Let's see if any of them manage to do so. First off, we have this guy over here who has the least amount of chance because he's just really far away. 14 is good enough to kind of start gathering his things and seeing what's going on, but he can't really get to you this round. Then we have this one over here who is gonna try another dash to get to you and try to slash with her blades, but first she will see if the dash succeeds, which it does. She will, in a explosion of chaos energy, move fast above the island and make her way towards you. And let's see, she will attack with a bit less because she did dash. 16, roll me an opposed dexterity check.
It's gonna hit anyway, but...
Oof.
Oh no. Oh.
You know now how to control the water. You dash to the left, you dash to the right. The water twists and turns around you, and the blade just like it was gonna hit you, but a hole just like opens up in the middle of your body because you can control the very essence of your being along with the water at this point, and she manages to completely miss you. The one to right will try to turn.
Can I, as she misses, can I use shield water to make her attack herself? Does that work like that?
Where's the shield water reflecting barrier of water appears and protects you? You reflect all attacks that miss you, including against...
And it does full damage to the attacker?
Yeah, that makes complete sense. I think especially in this scenario where you rolled a natural 20 on your dexterity. So let's see how well her attack was. Well, she rolled a 16. So basically... Yeah, basically just roll another D100 to see how effective her attack was.
No.
What do you mean that's good? That means it's like the lower the better.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's for
I
like...
have to roll high now.
No. It's like you're hitting her, so it's her defense basically is the D100. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so, well, a 17 is really low, so she will reach out with her daggers, dash towards you, and this hole inside you will open up, and she will first be surprised and then be shocked as she sees that it's not only opening up, but it's also, well, reflecting the attack back at her, almost as if, like, well, she's stabbing the daggers, and then, like, within the same flow, it just, like, moves the very, like, kinetic energy from her motion just back towards her, and she will just stab herself in the chest as she falls to one knee, and then slowly lifts to the side and disappears under the waves.
Oh.
17 will do it. Okay, the next one. We'll be a bit surprised at this and be a bit more careful at approaching you. 14 is good enough. She will turn into a dolphin and make her way. Actually, you're not sure where she is. She's somewhere under the water, but probably behind you somewhere as you're facing the other guy. And not do anything specific this round, and she will just go for the good old-fashioned smite. See if she can channel. No, she can't do shit. Okay.
Nice.
Well, roll me a d20 for your engagement with the one before you to see who acts first. Oh, okay. Well, you go first.
Okay. Well, now that I look around, and even though I took out 2 already, I see that there are no other giants around me, and I'm the only one left. And, well, maybe except for this one, the other ones seem pretty well, I think. Like, they are not very damaged. Do I know the name of the giant from the legend?
No,
does he have a name?
He was just known as the Lonely Giant. He doesn't have a name that you were told or know of.
Then let me think for a second, and hopefully I will come up with something cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that. Wait, I forgot. Well, I wanted to say that the Lonely Giant doesn't forget this fight is not over. I will come back for you. Your fate is yet undecided. And as I say that, I want to... You said that I'm basically one with the water, right? I want to kind of like dissolve into the water below me and use all my remaining power to cast Misty Step Water and just get to the bottom of the ocean as far away as possible.
Okay. Well, roll me... Roll me a very important, I think, dexterity check to try to manipulate the water around you to make yourself move as fast as you possibly can to make your way away from these angels.
Isn't Misty Step a teleport?
Well, yeah, but in this sense, you're also Misty Step. Water does what exactly? Briefly surrounded by a bubble, you teleport up to 100 feet. Well, yeah, but I mean, you're still dashing through the water technically. Like, you're manipulating the water to make yourself move at incredible speeds, basically.
Ah, okay.
But which would not be seen if you roll well enough, is what I mean. So they would not.
Yeah, but I'm scared of dexterity rolls.
Well,
Yep.
not everything can be intelligence, as I said before.
Said
The one underwater will still make a counter check, but unless she rolls... Well, she has a +4 on the perception, so... if she rolls a 1 or a 2 or a 3, then you're still fine. Which she will not. As you are dashing through the water, which you can still succeed, however you will be spotted doing so. Kind of being over here at this point, probably, as the underwater angel will see you and start chasing you. And she will try to turn into a shark, which she will fail. She, as a dolphin, will just like kind of be at your location next to you, and she will hop out of the water and motion the other ones to come over here. At this point, as I said, the entire arena is basically surrounded by visions of this angel, and he will try to let them dive into the water, but fail. This one will try to die, or he's gonna start flying, but he doesn't have his horse. She doesn't have wings, so they're kind of fucked. Well, he still has wings, although it's gonna be a disadvantage because he's not used, and because of the chaos wing. So yeah, he's gonna try using his wings, but it's gonna be a bit dangerous. Can you roll me a d2, please? Okay, that's good for you, bad for him. Can you roll me a d100, please? Okay, can you roll me a d100, please?
Again?
Yes. Okay, can you roll me a d100, please? Okay. Oh, that's fucked. Okay, first off, she will make a dexterity check. Probably just DC 14. Yep, okay, she can move to the side. He will make a constitution check. +7. Which he will be fine. And then can you roll me 2d6?
Separately or?
No, just together. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. The angel that once had his horse to rely on to soar through the skies tries to take off with his wings. However, the chaotic part of him starts to take over, and the wing that he, or the golden looking wing, the white wing that he can most rely on to fly, stops functioning correctly as the chaotic wing starts churning and twirling, and you will, if you were there, you would see magic like kind of burst in all directions as he desperately tries to remain control over it, eventually ending in almost like an explosion, like almost fireball like effect, just filling the island and killing most of the other smaller angels that were there. He does not take any damage from it, successfully hiding from the blast probably using his other side for protection, and the other angel as well can move to the side in time. However, he completely fails trying to get to you. So yeah, it's your turn. All that is behind you is a dolphin chasing you.
Well, I can't really do anything else. Like, I used up all my spare slots. Oh wait, I didn't. Can I try Misty Step again?
If you have another spell slot, then yeah, why not?
Yeah. I realized that I have 3 second level spell slots, not 1. So that's a good thing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do that.
It's gonna have to be another dexterity check though for that one.
I believe I don't.
Okay, well, still a chance. No, she will keep following you as you dash through the water. Again, trying to turn into a giant shark. Again, failing. Still being a dolphin. Still being next to you. She has no wings, so she's just kind of chilling. He will again try to make them dive after you. Fail again. He will try to fly again. Well, roll me a d2 again, please. Roll me the 100 again. Okay, he's fine. He tries to take off. The chaos takes over again, and he cannot take off yet. So basically, there's still a dolphin behind you.
If I used Firebolt Water, would I get an advantage now that we are both underwater?
If you describe to me how it would give advantage, then I might give you advantage. What does it look like? Why is it empowered because you're underwater?
Well, it's hard to hit someone that's... hard to not hit someone that's also underwater with something that's water. Like.
Yeah, I think that's a good explanation, I think. Because you can basically make it origin from anywhere because you control the water around them, and especially because they're following you so closely next to you. So
yeah. So let me guess that.
Oof.
Okay.
They will make a dexterity check to try to avoid it, and successfully still do so. The fire, or is the bubble firebolt water, or is it just a bolt of water?
The bubble one.
Yeah, the bubble will...
Oh wait, I wanted to cast the Tandria that holds them back. Never mind, it's good. That doesn't matter.
Okay, well, so this tendril of water will fire towards them, but they will successfully dash and dart. Maybe because they are in their dolphin form, they have greater agility, and they manage to avoid you for now and try to fucking turn into a shark. They have a +6. How? Okay, you're not the only one rolling shitty. She has rolled less than a 14 with a +6 3 rounds in a row. That's incredibly unlucky. She has to remain, actually at this point, with a natural 1. Let's see if she can even remain her dolphin form. Yes, she can.
No.
But she just keeps on chasing you. One at this point needs to make a perception check first. You will be able to see, and make another check. Fail again. This one will try to fly again. Roll me another d2.
No.
Okay, he can finally take off. Let's see if he can find you. Not really, so at least he starts flying in wherever general direction that you guys were going in. As it's your turn again. This one is also a turn.
Yeah, well, this time I'm gonna try to cast the actual one that I wanted, the Chill Touch Water, and maybe hopefully holding her back.
Okay.
Is it with advantage again?
Yeah. You're both underwater, so I think that makes sense. 20.
Please, 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 please.
Oof. Yeah, roll me a D100 to see how well it affects her. Yeah, that's pretty well. It does its job. Describe to me what it looks like as you hold her underwater.
Well, I imagine that, like, it's hard to explain water underwater, but like I imagine like magical parts of water that it feels more dense than others if it was above water. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like grabbing onto the dolphin's tail or fin or whatever it's called. Basically just holding her back, not allowing her to get any closer to me. And meanwhile I try to continue moving forward as fast as I can.
Yeah, the tendril will reach out towards the dolphin's fin and just, or like towards its tail end, and as it's about to like charge into you, it just barely gets snapped back by this tendril and just kind of like it gets stuck in its trace as you can start hurrying away. However, I will allow her a check.
Fail it.
First off, to break out, because she did roll higher than a 50, but it is at disadvantage. So it's gonna be this, which is that high enough? 14?
What am I checking?
Can she break out of these tendrils, or?
DC 10, so I guess
yes. Well, I guess it should be we have done it for everything this sequence, that it is a countered thing. So make me a counter intelligence check for this 14 to see. Yeah, so you will hold her in her space for now, and you can start slowly but surely getting away. Tell me what do you do as you start getting away? Like, where are you going? How do you tend to keep on moving?
I don't really have a destination. I just know that I want to get like pretty far away where the ocean is like very deep, and just get to the bottom of it. So hopefully she doesn't have or know of a form that can survive the depths that well. And that's my only plan.
Okay. Well, you go and go and go, and the water before you gets darker and darker, and eventually you aren't sure if it's just you not being able to see anymore, or maybe it's your eyes not being open at all. And when you try to open them again, you find yourself back on the seafloor where you were. You find yourself next to a cage. You find your octopus slowly swimming away in the distance.
No, not my octopus.
However, the giant, the dead blue giant before you, slowly twitches. First, you aren't sure if you saw it correctly, but then one of its eyes opens, and where you knew it was light blue in color once, it now looks at you with deep red eyes. They stare into your soul, for you were one with him as he is now one with you. You have successfully gained a giant in your army, in your party.
Mm-hmm.
You successfully changed his faith to keep on living. You might not have saved his tribe. You're not sure if you saved his future, but you saved him from the imminent death that he faced by outsmarting the ones that were trying to get rid of him. And so his memory is yours. And I think that is where we will end today's session.
Yeah.
Last thing you can tell me is
Mm-hmm.
where you want to go next.
Is all of these done?
Yeah. Basically, the entire story was this.
Nice. So can I go to the red or green one only, or whichever I want?
Red or green only.
Okay. Just asking, if I go to the red one, I can only finish on the red one, right? But if I choose the green, I can still finish on the red or the green one.
I'll reveal that. Don't worry too much about these in the end.
Okay.
You can choose about from any of these in the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will go to the red one.
Okay. Well, we'll see how that goes in the next session. As Mato continues venturing on the bottom of the ocean, however, now standing behind him is a giant 20 meters tall, ready to take down any and all who dare oppose him.
This was such a good session.
I hope you enjoyed it. My voice is really tired.
Yeah, it's okay. It's very late for you.
No, it's fine. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, it was really fun. The whole fight scene was really well done. I like what you did with it.
Thank you. I enjoyed making it as well. It has a lot of lore in it. So it
Yeah,
was fun.
want to know more?
When I'll stop streaming now. Goodbye.
Yeah,
I think
bye
probably Promi is the only one that watch it, but bye Promi. Stop. I'm trying to press the stop. What are your questions?
Like the giant head water